So with this year's offseason completely reshaping the NBA, as it has over the last couple of off seasons as well, so much speculation has been surrounding the San Antonio Spurs and the future of Kawhi Leonard. Now earlier on in this year's summer, with Kawhi Leonard actually demanding a trade from the San Antonio Spurs, no longer wanting to play for the organization, and basically using that injury as an excuse, and he was tired of all the criticism amongst the organization and his teammates, it was heavily anticipated that he was going to be traded to a team that he preferred, like the Los Angeles Lakers, basically pairing alongside LeBron James, Lonzo Ball, and possibly Paul George until he ended up re-signing as soon as free agency began. But over these last couple of days, things took a drastic change, and Kawhi Leonard isn't even being traded to a team in the Western Conference, which was something that could have been anticipated over these last couple of weeks, because the San Antonio Spurs made it clear that the only way they were actually trading Kawhi Leonard was if they actually got a deal in play that was worth it on both ends. Obviously, trading away an MVP caliber talent is something that has been demanded by him, but nevertheless, they don't have an obligation to actually trade him since Kawhi Leonard is already on a contract. So then another rumor actually rose to the surface in which they said they weren't going to be trading Kawhi Leonard to a team that was detrimental to their own future success. So it basically seemed like he was going to be traded to the Eastern Conference over everything, and that's where the 76ers and Toronto Raptors got thrown in the mix. But finally, a deal has been finalized as of today. Kawhi Leonard is being traded to the Toronto Raptors for DeMar Derozan. There's going to be other pieces included in this as well, but that's basically what it comes down to, a DeMar Derozan for Kawhi Leonard swap. But with this deal actually going down, DeMar Derozan quickly addressed the entire situation on Instagram, basically calling out the Toronto Raptors organization, saying they had no loyalty whatsoever and they'll sell you out quick, basically for nothing. So not only is he calling out the Raptors organization, but he's kind of calling out Kawhi Leonard in a sense, saying that he feels he could have brought more to the table for that organization than Kawhi, and the fact that they trade him for Kawhi shows that they feel Kawhi could be a significant contribution in the future over DeMar himself. But I definitely feel like this deal is positive on both ends, because Kawhi Leonard is traded to the opposite conference, so it's not necessarily going to even affect the San Antonio Spurs' future. But at the same time, the Spurs are also getting an all-star caliber talent in DeMar Derozan, someone at the shooting guard position that can score in all ways and has somewhat playoff experience under his belt. Obviously, he doesn't have the best reputation for his playoff performances, but at the same time, the San Antonio Spurs don't necessarily get that much worse after getting rid of Kawhi Leonard. They're definitely going to be better than last year's season, because we've seen that they actually made the NBA playoffs without Kawhi Leonard. So actually throwing another all-star caliber talent on top of everything they had in last year's season, that's definitely going to affect them in a more positive way than having Kawhi Leonard sit there but be injured throughout the entire season. But basically, even though the rumor had it that Kawhi Leonard had no desire to play in Toronto because of the fact that he demanded this trade, he had no say in where he actually ended up. If the San Antonio Spurs felt that the move was necessary and they could get rid of Kawhi Leonard, it was happening because he was leaving after this season in free agency anyways, so it looks like that's what's happening regardless. So with all the speculation surrounding Kawhi Leonard's name finally being solved, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this DeMar Derozan for Kawhi Leonard swap, and if either team actually won this trade. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. Don't forget, I'm going to keep you guys up to date with all the moves happening throughout the remainder of the offseason in this year's summer. You don't want to miss